I've got everything. A bit hard to tell in the dark. Pre-moving everything around the night before you forget where everything is. Ooh, she feels heavy. Okay, so everything's packed. I've got everything with me as far as I can tell. One thing I do have to do, go through this pannier a bit more thoroughly, because when I was repacking everything yesterday I did find some extra parts that belong somewhere on the bike, and I suspect there's some other washers and bits floating around somewhere, because Honda usefully didn't put everything in like a bag or tape everything together or zip tie everything together. Just threw everything loose into the pannier. So now I don't know if I've got everything or not. I suspect all the parts I'm going to find belong to those two bolts. Because I doubt they'd come from anywhere else. It doesn't look like it belongs to them. So yeah, that's an annoyance. That's a problem when you ship your bike. It gets taken apart in a way that you don't know how it's going to come out the other end. But yeah, the plan for today, get to Adelaide or as close as possible. I don't think we're going to do it in one day because it's a bit of a long distance. But the main objective for day one is to drive down the B100, otherwise known as Great Ocean Road. I'm going to hit the motorway and try and get out of Melbourne as fast as possible. There we go, reduce the angle a bit. So this is the town of Torquay, the official beginning of Great Ocean Road, which at the minute doesn't look like much, but it's supposed to get a lot better than this. It runs quite a fair way all around the bottom of the coast, I believe until Warrnambool, how do you say that? I think that's the end of it technically. Unless it goes to Portland, it's one of those two. So in terms of Australia, I've literally gone just down the road, and it's taken me about an hour and a half to do. So yeah, Australia is a very big country, that's for sure. Other things I've learned pretty quickly this morning is trucks are a lot bigger here than in New Zealand and can go faster than 100 kilometers an hour. road's starting to look quite nice now. There was a wet bit back there because some rain has blown through just recently, and you still see the edge of it blowing inland. And it looks like it's still raining over there. So if I just take my time a bit, and that rain should hopefully clear. That, unbelievably, is called London Bridge. And I'm going to take a picture. But, yeah, was it now? About 20 past 4 in the afternoon. Haven't got to the end of Great Ocean Road yet. Haven't even barely made a dent on the journey towards Adelaide. We're nowhere near the state line yet, and that's only the halfway point. And on top of that, There suddenly seems to be a drought of petrol stations just as I'm starting to run out of fuel. Every town I go through doesn't have one. There's the next town. Peterborough. Oh, Peterborough has one. There we go. Yeah, if I zoom out, there's Melbourne. That's me. And that's Adelaide up there. And the state line's in the middle there. It'd be nice if I could at least make it to the state line. It's about halfway, but only just about halfway towards the state line from Melbourne. Yeah. Australia is a very big country. Did you know that? Never mind. 91 octane only. Better go on. It's getting late. It's about 10 to 8, although I think the state line was just back there. So we're no longer in Victoria, we are in South Australia, I think this state is. Which means the clocks have gone back an hour. There's a load of emus over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 emus. And then there were some kangaroos back there as well. We're going full on Australia in the last few hundred yards. In theory, the time should now be 10 to 7 and not 10 to 8. This is marked as a campsite, although technically it's just a parking area off to the side. Probably only about 2 trucks I've seen today with just 1 trailer. Everything else has been a B-double. I was wondering whether to go into Mount Gambier. We're about halfway now. Melbourne to Adelaide. I think the last sign I saw was a little bit back there. It's 497 kilometres. We've done about 500 odd, so technically over halfway, but I have taken the long winding route today. And I also discovered that when this goes on to fuel reserve, so I did 60 kilometres on fuel reserve and then it only took me 20.5 litres to fill it up. So fuel reserve can go for ages and ages and ages and ages. Oh dear, yeah, there's not much camping around. So what I might do, save myself some money, put them to the grass over there. Hope I don't get attacked by an emu or a kangaroo. So yeah, that's it for today. Ooh, you do not sound good. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Morning. My voice has gone a bit, the cough that I've picked up from the other day. But yes, this is where I've been for the night. Lovely woods in the middle of nowhere. Well, I say middle of nowhere. Mount Gambier is literally just a couple of minutes drive down that way. But yes, surprisingly cold last night. Hence why I'm wearing a jumper and trousers. And very wet and dewy. but the sun is behind the trees, so I'm going to have to move my tent out to the road when I put it away so that it can dry out. So I'd rather not pack it when it was wet. But I did survive. No emus or kangaroos attacked me, but hordes of millipedes are crawling all over the tent last night and underneath it and getting stuck. See, look, there's one. Millions of them all over it, everywhere last night. I imagine trying to find warmth because it was cold. But yeah, I'm not at a campsite, so I don't have to rush. I think, what is it? 10:15, my watch says. It's actually 9:15. It's like winter, that extra hour in bed. Oh, lovely. But yeah, no rush. The only aim for today is to get to Adelaide, which is just under 500 kilometres. So about 5-6 hours driving, so no rush. Lovely. Pack up, get going.
That's everything packed away pretty much. We're just waiting on the tent to dry out. It's going to last a few little bits. So 12 o'clock according to this. And last time I checked, I'm pretty sure it said it was an hour's difference. But I've just looked again, and it's only half an hour's difference. So time actually now is 20 to 12. And once I get to Adelaide, I get to meet up with some of my passengers, which is a perk of the job, especially when you come to New Zealand and Australia. Yeah, last lot I met was in Auckland, and then this lot now I'm going to meet up in Adelaide. I should have some in Sydney, then another couple up the coast, some up towards Brisbane, and then I'm on my own again unless someone says come visit once I get to Perth. Can we ride down here? It's a bit steep, but there's no big divots or nothing. Yeah, can ride down that. Yeah. I think we're starting to dry up, pretty much done. Start packing everything away. A little bit of dampness. It's essentially dry though. Pack it away, get going. Let's see if we survive this drop off. No, you did. That's a bin. I got some rubbish to put in there. Ta-da. Lovely, that's that job done. Right, let's try and find the exit. Oh, there it is. I don't know what the camera's been recording, because for some reason, after last night, every time I push the button now it doesn't respond, so I don't know if I've recorded anything between leaving and now or not. And yeah, vineyards still, if it recorded last time. But yeah, I've just stopped on the road. It's been about 2 hours. Next big place up the road is called Keith, which I'll stop to get fuel and a sandwich, and that's where we turn off to head towards turn off towards Adelaide. We're just slightly under halfway now between Mount Gambier and Adelaide. We're getting there slowly. But yeah, if you want to get anywhere in Australia, you have to go a very, very long way indeed, it turns out. Because this is day 3 of riding, and I've already done 1,000 kilometres now. Which, I mean, is not an extreme amount of mileage, but it's a lot more than what I was doing in New Zealand, that's for sure. Yeah, I think from where I've set off, I've passed maybe 3 villages or towns. It's largely just vineyards and estates and like an odd farm every now and then. Yeah, there's not been a huge amount to see if it hasn't recorded anything. It's largely just been a super straight road. Cruising along at 100 kilometres an hour, and then just vineyards mostly, and the odd town and the odd farm, and that's pretty much it. Ring that phone number, okay. Give it a go, see what happens. Hey, nearly. Ay, ay, ay. Right, get the tent sorted, pack over, unpack everything, have dinner, go to bed, and then tomorrow I've got all sorts of stuff to do. I've got to do the chain, check the panniers, go shopping, book some ferry tickets in a couple of days' time. Oh god, so many things to do. Maybe going to town, have a look, stuff to do. And it was alright on the coast. We turned inland and it got very, very warm indeed at Keith. And now we've come back to the coast and it's cooled down again. But yeah, that was basically it. Just driving all day, pretty much. See if I can get this camera worked out and get the sticky button unstuck. And then we'll be right as rain again. Cool. So, see you whenever I see you. I've no idea when it's going to be. And I'll see you when I'm on the road at some point somewhere in the next couple of days or so.
Well, there's Adelaide over there. And it's at this point I wish I had a proper camera to take pictures with, because my phone is just not doing it justice. But that's what happens when you have a very old iPhone instead of a new up-to-date one.